Good morning. It's Tuesday the 9th. It's just after 7 in the morning. It's been a while since I've done an update because I've been working for the last 2 weeks straight every day. So yeah, everything's looking really good. As you can see, my peppers are all growing. I've got 2 on there. There's a lot of flowers on there. Oh damn, 2 flowers came off there. That's not good. Well, it looks like the peppers are going to grow, so it's alright. My tomatoes are looking fantastic. As you can see, I'm going to get a lot of tomatoes. That's just one branch. So I've got there, I'll get there a bunch there, and a bunch there. Oh, I like the smell of tomatoes. Well, when they're growing, at least. Yeah, so I watched your video, Uncle Ed, about all your seeds. Man, you got a lot of seeds. And I've been thinking, about Grant and, well, the 3 of us. And I mean, me and Grant have, it's summer for us, and this has been our first year of growing as such. And I think we should, I mean, me and Grant have, this is what I think, me and Grant have learnt, I think, this year a few things. And I've been learning, as I've been growing, I've been checking the internet and growing stuff and learning about different composts and all types of things and different methods and that, and different styles of gardening and all different techniques. And one thing that I learned that I would really like to try, and I think, Ed, this will be perfect for you, and maybe it's something that I want to do, and maybe it's a challenge, not a challenge, but I would like to see it done. Maybe you would be interested in doing it. It's called lasagna gardening, vegetable gardening. So basically, you make a raised bed. Maybe you've heard of it, but I would make it higher than that. I would make it about 3 times as high as that. I mean, that is as high as my hand, basically. A little bit less. I would make it, let's say, about there. And then you start layering it. So if you're going to put it straight onto your grass, which you're going to do, you don't have to dig up or anything. You put it straight onto the grass, the box. Then you put 3 layers of cardboard or paper down. I would say cardboard maybe, on the bottom, just so the grass doesn't grow up inside. And then you start layering it with, let's say, grass clippings and vegetable clippings and some compost and some sand and that, and you do your layers and you build it up inside there, so it becomes like one compost heap within it in layers. And then in the top, I would say you put about that much topsoil in it, or whatever good stuff you can get, and then you grow your vegetables in there. And that's what if I started off, which I would want to do next year, because I've already started collecting all that in there, is what I cut out the garden. I throw it in there. The weeds are in there. I've got grass cuttings from my next door neighbor, and those are some leaves from his trees, his evergreens, that I took a bag of grass, and that was in the bottom. Actually, I took 2 bags of grass. That was in the bottom of one. There was grass on top of that in that same bag. And in the other bag, I emptied the grass out and spread it out around here. And in the bottom, I got a bit of a surprise. And I'll show you what it was. Here it is. It was ash. He burnt all his stuff in his garden, and the bottom of the bag was full of ash. So now, I looked up online. Obviously, straight away I started spreading it out in the garden. And then I looked up online that it's actually good for snails. It keeps them off your plants, which I'm having a problem with some type of insect. Yeah, you can see they're getting munched. But look at that cauliflower. That's great. I'll give you a shot down here. That's looking really nice. Yeah, so I would love to try that next year. And me and Grant are, now we're in the middle of our season, or coming to the end of it. And Ed, you're just going to start. So I think it's a perfect time to start and try this lasagna gardening, or laid. You see, I spread the ash here. You can see it all over the tomatoes. I spread it underneath. So yeah, that's what I would like. I would love to try. And I think from this year I've learned where I should grow things. What's the best spot for each thing? Like, yeah, I've planted this lettuce. Okay, it gets a bit of a beating from the sun coming from that direction, but it seems to do okay. But then in this corner, this this lettuce does amazing in this corner. It does better than all the ones down there. So yeah, check my beans. It's just absolutely teeming with flowers. We just need some beans now. So yeah, that would be the challenge. Not a challenge, but experiment. I would like to see it done, and I can only wait until next year to do it. I mean, like I've said, I started collecting. But Uncle Ed, you want to start your one in the middle there. I suggested, and I think to do a raised bed, let's say about that deep, or a bit more maybe even of that. It's nice because then you don't have to really bend down so low to work in the garden. That's what I like about a raised bed. I would always do it a bit higher. I went to my friend's place and I got compost. Bam. How many buckets? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've emptied another 2, 10, 11. 11 buckets in all. I got offered from a lady at work. She's moving out of her house. She says she's got compost that's been sitting for 5 years, and I can take as much as I want. The only problem is it's about 50-60 kilometers drive away, but that's alright. So the other thing is, because I've been getting this grass, I've been chucking it down here all over the show, and when I pull the weeds out, I just chuck them here too, and then I put more grass over it. So in a way, I've started to try and get the soil ready for next year, because it's really not right. It's almost like sand. So yeah, I've started the lasagna effect as such. So yeah, Uncle Ed, let me know what you think, if you're willing to try it, because I think it'll be a nice challenge to see. Not a challenge, but I mean it's an experiment. I've been growing my cucumbers here, and you can see how they're growing up this trellis now, or up this net. And I said to my mother-in-law, look, I've got a cucumber. I came along here and I was like, there's a little cucumber growing. And she told me yesterday, hey, you got a lot. Oh, Rosie's chasing the chickens. Rosie! Rosie, leave it alone. Chasing the rooster. And I came behind here, and this is when I noticed how many I've actually got and how big they've got. There's one big one. There's some more there. There's another big one down there. Another one. So a lot. These are the pickling cucumbers, which my mother-in-law will make pickles. I'll make a video of that, on how to pickle cucumbers. Well, I can guess how to pickle cucumbers. But yeah, so that's it. That's my update. Let's see what we can do. Where's this rooster? Let's get a shot. I think this rooster is absolutely beautiful. There he is. Look at the flower on my pumpkin plant. Look how it's growing up here already. Yeah. So anyway, cheers for now. See you later.